Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video, going to be covering some news that happened early to mid last week, but I haven't had the time to get around to making a video for it, so my bad. This is regarding preventing congestion on high population worlds in Final Fantasy XIV. TLDR, you won't be able to make new characters or transfer to any of the high pop servers across the game until the population of the servers has sort of evened out a little bit more, and they'll also be adding new servers to the EU data centers, as well as providing buffs to players who play on those new servers. Honestly, I think this is a little overdue. These are things that should have been in place long before Stormblood's launch, so that way we could have set up the structure for these things going into Stormblood, as opposed to doing them right at Stormblood's launch. But better late than never, I suppose, and it could mean that there's some pretty encouraging things for people playing on lower pop or new servers, depending on how this actually pans out over the next several patches. So these changes will go into effect, well, I shouldn't say these changes. They're basically planning on putting in login limitations or restrictions on all of the high population servers starting on the official launch of Stormblood, Tuesday, June 20th, not on the beginning of the early access period, just to be clear. In light of this, they've also taken a ton of preemptive measures, and we're going to go over those as we scroll down right here. So, you will not be able to transfer to or make a new character on the following servers. On the Gaia data center, you will not be able to make or transfer to the server Bahamut. On the Mana data center, these restrictions will be in place for Chocobo, Mandragora, and the Shinryu server. And for the Ether data center, of course, none other than Balmung and Gilgamesh. This is, again, true for both transferring and making new characters. So if you are demanding that your friend play the game and you're on these super high pop servers, they're not going to be able to. So you either got to move to them or you're going to make a new character if you want to play with them. Now, this is because, let's be honest, as someone who's been on Gilgamesh now since 2.4, it's a problem. Everyone transferred to Gilgamesh after Gordius happened because everyone was looking for all the remaining raiders that were, trying to migrate there and get raid groups together. And now we have the cross-server party finder, so it's possible to do those things without going immediately to the higher pop servers. We have 2 North American data centers, so that's not possible for everyone. Balmung and Gilgamesh both happen to be on the Ether data center. So even still, there's a huge mismatch in what's generally considered to be where the raiding population is. And this should hopefully lighten that up a little bit, encourage people not to just transfer straight to Gilgamesh, because that's the only option that they have. Just remember that we have new features in the game that sort of allow you to play on other servers and still look for raid groups that are cross-server. Now that being said, they know that transferring-wise, Gil has been a bit of a problem. Whenever people transfer, they always try to find ways to bring however much Gil they have over to the new server. Regularly, that's been the purchase of Allegan Platinum pieces or clear demi-materia, or just some sort of expensive item that they can sell when they get to their destination server. To help alleviate that problem, if you are transferring worlds, and let me read this word for word because I don't want to say something and be wrong. To better accommodate players moving from high population worlds to lower population worlds, the amount of Gil that can be transferred with characters and retainers has been increased as follows. Please note that this also applies when transferring to high population worlds. So it's not strictly for high pop to low pop. It's just overall any sort of world transfer. These are the new limitations on the amount of Gil that you can take with you. Now before, we could only bring 1 million on our players and 100,000 for each retainer. Pathetic. Now it's 10 million on the player and 5 million per retainer. So even still, I know plenty of people that have more than 20 million Gil. That's the base for player plus 2 retainers. So there will still be some struggles there that will be overcome in the same old ways they were before. But this is definitely a quality of life change that, again, I feel is a bit long overdue. Now, on top of that, when players are able to transfer characters without problems after these changes, we will consider removing the Gil limit on character transfers. So if this goes well, then they might just get rid of the limit altogether, which would be interesting to see how that pans out, people moving servers with lots of Gil and manipulating the economies on those servers. I've seen it happen in other games. I'm curious to see if that would be something we'd end up seeing going into, a limitless sort of transfer on the Gil. Now, the EU data center, I've been saying we need new servers there for a while because it's, 5 servers on 1 data center, and they're all packed all the time. It's just they need more servers. It's clearly shown that the European player base is sizable, which is, considering there's an entire, however many countries are in the European Union, it makes a whole lot of sense that they need a few more servers. So they're going to be adding new worlds at the release of 4.0, so June 20th. Now, on top of that, they're going to be adding benefits for players that actually play on those new servers. Let's look at those bonuses. For one, transfer to those designated worlds will be free of charge. So if you're on any server right now and you transfer to those European servers, you will get it for free. I'm surprised it's not just the current existing European servers to the new ones, but I guess they know that the odds of many North American players transferring to the Europeans just because it's free is probably pretty low. Now, on top of that, EXP bonuses will be applied to those designated worlds up to level 60. Yes, you will level faster on these new servers. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see some North American players go there just to level faster. I'm not even kidding. Gil and free playtime will be awarded to newly created characters that reach a certain level. So it says newly created. So you can't transfer characters to start getting free playtime. But that's a pretty substantial thing. Gil and free playtime, they really want to encourage people to play on those new servers. Now, this was a little bit strange because then it says it again. Then it says EXP bonuses will be applied to newly established worlds up to level 60. And then Gil and free playtime will be awarded to newly created characters. So, designated worlds and newly created ones. So what that tells me is that these changes right here are in regards to the EU servers. These changes right here are actually in regards to all worlds that are designated as beneficiaries. Zalera, Mateus are likely to be two servers on this list. There's a bunch of other ones on that list, but those are the first two that come to my mind. So after reading it again, yeah, it seems like even the low-pop North American servers and the low-pop Japanese servers will probably be seeing these kind of benefits. And I will definitely do a video once we have what these benefits are so we can see what the leveling rate is. How much faster it is it worth, you know, kind of almost populating those servers a little bit, even if just to level and kind of grow those communities there. I think it will actually help foster people who are willing to go to these new servers, especially new players who are always looking for any edge they can get. Leveling up, completing the main story, always a concern. And the more EXP you can get, the faster you can turn through those missions without really having to worry about what level you are as you hit that level 46 to 49 little breakpoint. Now, for players who own personal housing, we are planning on a number of provisions, including a reimbursement for the full price of the estate and compensation for the cost of furnishings, which we will add in subsequent updates moving forward. We also plan to accommodate free company members that plan to move together with or without their free company estate. So this is, again, talking about people transferring off high population servers onto the low pop, but that they have to give up their houses in the process, which is a concern. So they're planning on that, but that will not be till subsequent updates. So that will not be available right at 4.0. All of this is very good. This is, again, things that have just should have been done a long time ago. But I said it once, say it again, better late than never. And, well, let's see if it does any good, because Gilgamesh and Balmung have got pretty tight grip. Let's see how many people are willing to leave those servers in favor of some of these new benefits that go to the other servers. Anyway, on that note, though, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. And remember, May 22nd at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, the next live letter covering combat changes is going to be going live. We will have all the coverage that you want here, all the speculation, all of the analysis that you could possibly want leading up to the expansion. You can find it right here, so hit that subscribe button. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, take care.